BMW might rule the roost still when it comes to compact executive saloons, but as far as estates are concerned, it's Audi that leads the way. By now, we've had time to try the new A4 saloon back in the UK, and we found it comfortable, refined, and luxurious. Those are all qualities that should stand in estate even better stead than a saloon. So now it's time to try the new A4 Avant and see whether it has what it takes to take on its closest competitors. Now, it's certainly true that some estates look a little bit awkward and ungainly with all that extra metal and glass plonked on the back. However, that's definitely not true in the Audi's case. It looks a little meaner and more aggressive in its estate guise. Almost reminds me of the old RS4, particularly in this S-Line trim, which comes with wide 18-inch alloy wheels, these LED headlights and a chrome grille, all as standard. Obviously, the most important part of any estate car is here at the back. Now, most premium executives don't have as much room on board as, say, for example, a mid-size SUV, but the A4 has grown a lot bigger, so the luggage capacity is now a class-best 505 litres. If you flip the seats down with these little levers here in the back, that grows out to 1,500 litres, which is a little bit more than you get from a 3 Series Touring, and it's about on par with a Mercedes C-Class estate. Better still, every A4 comes as standard with a powered tailgate, which means that at the touch of a button, all your valuables are secure. Once again though, it's in here that the new A4 really impresses. It's a perfect example of how Audi has managed to democratise its range, and because the A4 shares so much of its DNA with the larger, more expensive Q7, you get that car's level of plushness, quality and technology, but at a much lower price. Practicality in the estate is also improved over the saloon. You get the same level of generous legroom in the back, but because of the taller roofline, there's more headroom for tall passengers. Here on the road, the new A4 Avant really majors on two key areas, that's comfort and refinement. So far today we've driven two different engines, the 2-litre diesel and its most powerful 187 brake horsepower guys, and then also the engine in this car, which, as you can probably hear, is a petrol with 250 brake horsepower and quattro 4-wheel drive. The diesel, well, it's a good motorway cruiser, but it feels like the power band's slightly narrow and the long gearing can make it feel a little bit sluggish on some steeper roads, but that's a minor criticism really. As for the handling, well, all the cars we've tried here have been on the optional adaptive suspension, which does a fairly decent job of keeping the body nicely in check through corners, but also smothering the worst lumps and bumps you encounter in the surface. Although on some really bad roads that we have managed to find here, you've got to say that sharp crests really do expose a slight lack of travel in the suspension, and you can feel those bumps coming through the car a bit more, particularly on S-Line versions with sportier suspension and larger wheels. But that's true of most of this car's competitors. There's a tremendous amount to like about this new A4, and to me it's even more compelling as an estate than it is as a saloon, because that focus on comfort and refinement really pays dividends in a practical car like this one. True, it might not have the outright space of something like a Skoda Superb estate, nor the rear drive thrills of a 3 Series estate, but as an overall package it's very hard to fault, or indeed find any weakness at all. And that's not something that you can say of any of its closest competitors.